Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think you'll have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the
has been
sun.
missing in Savannah.
And as you come around, and it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Where is Cody?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? I'm glad that you guys showed on up. And we're not going on Pecosha today. I'm still working on some things, and they gave us a freeze on Pecosha, so it's all good. It is all good. Anyway, let me see who's all in the building. I'm sorry that I missed Friday, you guys. Last Friday, I was sicker than a dog. I mean, I was sick. So please forgive me. I did get the calls and the prayers and everything, but I wasn't feeling good. It started around about 1 o'clock, and I thought I'd be able to make it, but I wasn't feeling any better. So I wanted to share with you guys a couple of things that's going on, a little bit of some updates, because today's Monday, and things is happening. So first of all, on Tyrese Gibson case, they were supposed to be going to court and all this other stuff. So let me tell you, they done canceled that. And so they're going to be going to court somewhere in February. I haven't got the date of when they're going to be going to court, but it'd be in February if you're following the Tyrese Gibson case. Now, on the Quentin case, they have not released Quentin's body to the family, so they have not buried Quentin yet. I'm wanting you guys to know that is the Leilani is arrested, and the grandmother was arrested for something about, she did some contempt in court, so they arrested her. I don't know if something she wouldn't answer or whatever, but then they put her in protective custody, not because people wanted to jump on her, because she wanted to commit suicide. I want you guys to know that if you didn't know. What else is there? We're still waiting on the Cody case. It should be coming up. You guys, we're going to keep an ear and an eye out on Corey Bixby, the family, what's going on there. Want you guys to know they had a balloon release for Shanquella just yesterday. And because today is Shanquella's birthday. Okay? Today's Shanquella's birthday. So if you guys will put some pink hearts, some pink balloons in the chat, it would be more than welcome that your prayers are with the family and, you know, all of that good stuff. They are going through it. I heard that Shanquella's, why no release of Quentin's body? Well, maybe they're I don't know, but maybe they're still, trying to figure out was there's something going on, I don't know why they haven't released. I just know that there was this guy that donated making the casket for Quentin. It's beautiful too. It's very beautiful. And it's just sitting there waiting. And so evidently the grandmother must be out of jail by now, since, I hear there's a little upset why the baby has not been put to rest yet. I just want you guys to know. Yeah, put the balloons and put the hearts up there for Shanquella. I see that Shanquella's sister, I was told this, I hadn't seen it for myself, but it's a very reliable source down there in North Carolina, that Shanquella's sister Quella is wearing a shirt that says the most wanted is the Cabo 6. I don't want to get off into the Shanquella case today because there's no new updates. That's all. The family is going to have to start either sharing more information or telling us which way they want us to go. But, the theories is all out there. Everybody's got a theory. I mean, I got a theory. You guys got a theory. And we're going to talk a little bit about it. There's other cases that's almost similar to Shanquella's case. And I know you guys want to talk about those too. And if you want to, that's fine. Go right ahead. Come right on in. Hey, Sugar Mama. So the people, and the other thing I want everybody to know, I only got 4 people to send gifts to. So if you didn't get your gift, you better be looking for it. And the 4 people that I have is Margie, Sugar Mama, Brown Sugar, and Phyllis D. Hart. Those are the 4. They are in my car. I went to the post office, but the post office line was out of the building, so I turned around. I'll do it tomorrow, but I ain't got 2 hours to stand in line. I just ain't. I don't know what was going on. I tried to go to another place and it was so far out. I just said, forget it. I just can't do it. I wouldn't have made it on time today. And I'm kind of glad. So the other update is on Diesel. So you guys know that since I missed the live Friday, I also missed the orientation for Diesel's Search and Rescue Friday. Okay. Phyllis said, no problem. I'm going to get it out. I got everything ready. Everything's ready to go. I wanted to get it out today, and the line was just huge. So when I get off work in the morning, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be the first one down there, because we're not standing in line for 2-3 hours. No. And then Sugar Mama's package is so big, it's heavy. I'm like, I can't just hold this for 2-3 hours. I just can't do it. Hey, Amori, how you doing? And so what happened on Diesel was, let me tell you what happened. So Diesel got some new coats and everything, you guys, and some new sweaters and stuff. That's all good and gravy. Since I missed the Friday orientation for Diesel Search and Rescue training program that he should be starting really soon. And so I called her and I said, hey, I'm sorry, after I text you and you gave me the location, we were supposed to meet. I didn't want it to make it sound like she was, she told me she was going to get in touch with me Thursday and let me know the location. It didn't happen. When she finally texted me, it was in the morning when I was at work. So I didn't get the text because I just can't just be, on my phone or whatever. So when I finally did get the text, it's 7:45. I text her at 7:40 and then she texts me at 7:45. I'm supposed to be there at 8. So what happened was I was like, hey, I'm so sorry that I missed this orientation. So I'm very interested and I want you to know, could I go out with you guys the next time you go? And she said, sure. She says, matter of fact, we're going tomorrow, which would have been Saturday. I said, well, fine. She says, okay, we're going to meet up at 8:00. Wear something nice. I'll send you the location again. And I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go. But she sent me the location. It was like 0.6 miles away from my house. So I could get there in 5 minutes. So I got off work, put on 4 layers of clothes because it's 8:00 in the morning. It was freezing. Went out there. We had a good time. They kind of worked me a little bit because they were sitting back drinking coffee. Go out with this. Go out with that. Show you this. People love for you to see what their dogs can do and what you're going to get for your money, your buck, and your bang and your time. So I'm not really for sure if I want to go with them yet because there's 2. They're Wichita, and then there's one that's a Kansas. Kansas is a little bit more elite, more professional. I'm just saying, you guys. But they want to test the dog and all this other stuff. Now, this lady, she already knows Diesel, but I think that they're not, they're not going to start like day one with Diesel because their dogs is already out there doing stuff. So, going out there and then trying to learn what I need to for Diesel, they might want me to watch their dog for an hour and a half. And then Diesel only gets 30 minutes of time, which he's got to start from day one. Yes, Mary, he's a newbie. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm looking at the situation and I'm like, maybe I need to check both of them out and just kind of play the field with both places. I'm just being honest with you. Which one is going to handle Diesel better and give him more attention? Because I ain't scared to pay. I'm not scared to pay, and we need to get him up and going. So I'm going to call the other lady too. Just letting you guys know, I'm going to call the other lady too. And I'm going to go out and do with her too. Because like I said, it's all about what's best for Diesel. And so Saturday, I took Diesel out and we were trying to get him back connected into socialization in the park and the ball. And because, he's got to be really attached to something like food or a ball or toy or something to get him to go look, because it's a game to the dog. The dog actually really don't look for people, you guys. The dog actually look so they can get the reward of playing the game. And dogs like to play the game, like tug of war, search and find and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And once they find the person, they get the reward. You can teach. That's how they teach the dog. I'm just telling you how. I've been doing all the research. I've been talking to all the people, and that's what's going on. But let me tell you, I did see the lady's name is Nadine. I seen her dog work. Her dog worked for a toy. Diesel likes ball and stuff. So, it was good. It was great. But remember when we went to the expiration place and we met Laura? Well, Laura dog, they didn't show me their techniques or anything. They just my grandson hid. The dog went and found him. And I'm like, I was very impressed. But Nadine and them do more of human remains, cadaver dogs. So there's a difference, you guys. You know, you just can't just pick somebody. There's a difference if you want to search for runaways, people that's just the baby then got missing, somebody snatched the baby, or human remains. They call it HR, or they don't call them cadaver dogs because that's just like an insult. We're not looking for, you know what I'm saying? They're looking for the scent. So I've been learning a lot. So I went out there for 2 hours, and that's what's happening. But he has really already got started. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Diesel already got passed on the badges for canine. So there was a dog that Monique says, I received my gift. Thank you. Okay. There's a dog that the owner that used to have Diesel had raised and trained. Anyway, somehow he got taken out on duty, and he was a police officer dog. Well, they had his funeral and everything, and what they normally do is they pass the tags down to another dog. Well, Diesel got the tags, so he's already a part of the system already. So I'm just letting you guys know. So any trainer would love to have him because he's already got his tags. So that's a good thing. Anyway, you guys, let's talk about this new case that's coming up. There's a new case coming up, and she said, I remember my dog used to tell me to put my dog in shows, and I said, Dad, this dog doesn't listen. There's no way. Dogs listen, but sometimes, you know what? I'll tell you guys right now. I thought Diesel wasn't paying me no attention. I would say sit, stay, and all this other stuff for hours every day. I mean, 3-4 months straight. We're just keep going, right? And Diesel wouldn't do it. So then we ended up getting a collar, and it's a training collar. Some people say, because it's some people call it a shock collar, but it has three different things on it. You don't have to use the shock, and the shock is not that much. I put it on my hand, and it don't do anything. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. They say the dog is going to react either one way or another. First, it's going to be a bell. Bing, bing, bing. You can get the dog's attention. Or it can be a vibration, just like a pager. Bzzz, a vibration. Bzzz, gets the dog attention. Or it can be a shock. It can be, and it's very, very light. Very, very light. Trust me. But it has 99 different settings. So it can go up if need be. I don't particularly care for the shock part. But anyway, I'm going to tell you right now, shock doesn't bother Diesel. Diesel don't care for it. It doesn't get his attention or anything. So you don't have to worry about that. The bell doesn't get Diesel's attention. You don't have to worry about that. He hears the bell and he go, what is that? What is that noise? He's just like that. But when the vibration comes, he goes, woo, what's going on? It gets his attention. And the first time I did it, and I'm serious, I did it. It gets his attention. He runs right next to me and he sit down like, Mama, did you feel that? Something shaking in my body. It go, anyway, and it gets his attention all the time, unless he really wants something. So, that's what, if that, whatever gets the dog attention, then that's what we do. But the first time we done it, me and Papa done it, Diesel, he stopped what he was doing and he started paying attention. I say, sit, he sat. I say, well, let's walk. He started walking. I say, stop, he stopped. And I'm like, man, we've been working with this dog and he did it every blue moon, every now and then. Now he does it every single time, but we don't use it all the time. But I'm just letting you guys know. Diesel, the HR dog, I don't know. I don't think we're going to make him the HR. I think he's going to be search and rescue, because I think if we go with the search and rescue, he would eventually look for the person instead of looking for a dead person. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if the person is dead after you find them, then that's something different. But we're going that direction. And I just want you guys to know. But what do you guys think? You think we should teach them? Because you really can't have both, but they can do both. But you can't, you know what I'm saying? Either you want them to look for somebody that's alive or you want to look for somebody that's already dead. You know what I'm saying? I think that us being so positive, I think we want to look for the live person. And if we find them gone, that'll be, not the best thing, but that's better than we're searching for dead children. I don't want to search for dead children. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that sometimes that won't be the case, but, a lot, right? Right. Come on, you guys. I like a live person. Exactly. I mean, I know sometimes they'll find them as long as it ain't like, see, sometimes the dogs, they're going to find that anyway. So I don't want to teach him to look for dead children. I just think that's takes away from what we're trying to do. But we're moving forward. I'm just letting you guys know. I know a lot of people, and it is a lot of work, you guys. It is very hard. So trust and believe. I'm not trying to put the channel on the side or the back burner, but I guarantee you things will start moving up a little bit once I get everything, together the way we need to. So, and, I still got to work, and everything. And I am letting loose one of my jobs. So I'm just letting you know that's what it takes. Then that's what I'm going to do. I'm only going to be working 2. I'm going to let loose the flex job. So, it is what it is. So Diesel can get more time. I took him out to the stores. He just drugged me all the way through the stores, and it was just terrible. So anyway, let's talk about this new case. The young man's name is, let me see here. Sinzae, okay? Oh my goodness, you guys. Let me tell you what happened, okay? And it seems like when things are happening, people are saying the same thing. And I know I will be his voice. I will be her voice. I remember Shanquella's father saying, I'm going to be her voice, Okay, so Sinzae, that's the young man's name. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. It's Sinzae, Sinzae Reed. The mother, Sinzae Reed, she said, the mother of a Black teenager who was well, hold on. Let me see if this thing uploaded. I can share something with you real quick. Yes, I can. Here we go.
News to tell you about this morning. We're learning new information about a deadly shooting in the Hilltop. A young boy was shot and killed on Wedgwood Drive just before 6 o'clock Wednesday night. We're just learning the child's name, Sinzae Reed. He was 13 years old.
Now, the shooting happened on Wedgwood Drive just before 6 o'clock Wednesday night. Police found the 13-year-old boy shot on the street. In Mifflin Township, medics took him to Doctors West Hospital, where he later died. The shooting happened less than an hour after families gathered to remember 15-year-old Lovely Kendricks, who police say was shot and killed Monday by an 18-year-old. It's incidents like these that have Columbus police worried about youth violence. And we spoke with a detective who says it's going to take a collective effort to address the issue.
It's a deep issue, and it's something that's going to take everybody to be involved. We can't point fingers at anybody. We can't be blaming one another. We have to work together.
Okay. Let me tell you why this story caught my eye, caught my heart. I know you guys don't know nothing about it, but you're going to have to do some research. This is a very terrible case. It's going to go probably nationwide. Everyone should be saying Sinzae's name. This young man, this is the story how we got it, okay? So this happened back in October, okay? This is in Ohio. Think about what I'm saying. Thank you for the super chat. P.S. I'm going to put your name down because we're already doing that. P.S. got 22. Thank you for the super chat. I put your name down there. All right. Let me thank you for that. Okay. So let me tell you about this story, family. Okay. I know you're going to get hot. I know you're going to get upset, and this child needs awareness. Okay. So this young teenager, October the 12th, his name is Sinzae. Let me read it to you. Well, let me tell you in a nutshell, and then I'm going to read it to you. So the reason why I felt some kind of way when this story came, Woke the Gods brought me this story, and she was like, just check it out. So this little boy, he's African American. He went outside of his home. I hear that he was just standing there, and this Caucasian man drove up in his truck, got out, exited his truck, and shot this boy in the chest, in the hands, because he had his hands up like he got out. Angry. I don't know why. This boy is only but 13 years old. I don't know what happened. I just know he got out of his truck and just shot this kid. Shot him in the back and everything. Got back in his truck and he left. Okay? That is not what's going to make you mad. They arrested the guy. His name is Craig. They arrested him. Okay? They arrested him. And somewhere in his statement, the Caucasian guy says, I was defending myself. So you know what the police department did in Ohio? They let him go. He's free. He done murdered this kid for no reason at all. And he just let him go. Now, you guys remember, there's two situations. Yes, he's free. All because he said, I defended myself. They let him go. They was like, well, he told us that he defended himself. Okay, so come on. Yes. So the mother of a black teenager who was shot and killed in October is seeking justice for her son is asking Ohio law enforcement officials to provide answers regarding why the alleged shooter, a white man, remains free. According to a police affidavit, a witness saw Craig Butler, that's his name, Craig Butler, 36, shoot and kill Sinzae Reed, 13, outside of his apartment complex in Columbus, Ohio. And I went to Columbus, Ohio, too. Told you guys. On October the 12th, the witness said Butler exited his truck, fired shots at Sinzae, and drove off. I was never supposed to be planning a funeral for my 13-year-old baby, Sinzae's mother, Megan Reed, said. Through tears at a protest on New Year's Day, I wish I could see him, smell him, hold him again. Yeah, sounds like Trayvon Martin all over again. Yes. He was on truck. He had the gun. Unbelievable. Yeah. The police say they continue to investigate. Butler was arrested days after the shooting. Days after. Hear that? Days after, not the day of, because it was early in the morning. I seen the mother. She did an interview, and she said her kid was somewhat sick, and she was in another room or something, and so she didn't even know her son went outside. So she didn't know until some people came to the house and told her that, or whatever. And she just, but anyway, and this is a good boy, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed that maybe a father's not in the picture because there's an activist sitting there with the mom. So I'm just letting you guys know, this is maybe a single mother, and she needs all the support that she can. So the police say they continue to investigate. Butler was arrested days after the shooting and charged with murder, but those charges was dismissed a few days later after the prosecutors say Butler claimed self-defense in the shooting. Court documents obtained by the ABC News show no record that Sinzae had a weapon during the encounter. The charges have not been refiled and Butler remains free. They did not riot for him. They had a rally or something, I think on New Year's. That's what they said. But we're just now getting into this, and we're going to learn as much as we can because this right here is it's crazy. So in Ohio, the self-defense law changed, and the legal part of that is the burden change. That's what China Lloyd, criminal attorney, and the managing partners of Cochran firm said. Previously, if a shooter said, "I shot someone in self-defense," they had to prove it was self-defense. Now that the law has changed, it's changed that the burden and shifts it to the prosecution. According to Lloyd, the self-defense rule is a byproduct of the stand your ground laws and is controversy because it protects the shooter as opposed to the victim. The Craig Butler case is under review for potential presentations to the grand jury. So the grand jury ain't even seen this yet. As evidence is gathered and reviewed, the Franklin County Prosecution Office said in a statement to ABC, because this is an active case, we cannot comment further at this time. So the Columbus police told ABC the investigation is far from over and have promised transparency. Dejan Sharp, a community activist, Dewan, I'm sorry, I called him Dejan. It's Dewan Sharp. You guys write this name down, Dewan Sharp, a community activist in Columbus, Ohio, who is supporting Megan Reed in her search for answers, claimed the police are not doing their job in the investigation. We need to get in touch with Dewan Sharp. We have people in the community from us just coming out here talking to people. We found witnesses that seen it and said Sinzae didn't have a gun, that Craig had the gun, Sharp said, and the police is investigating, but they're really investigating us. So Megan Reed said Columbus police were focusing their investigation on Sinzae and told ABC News a detective on the case called her and asked her why she allowed her son to carry a gun. Even though the police report never stated that Sinzae was in possession of a firearm, Reed said she would never allow her son to carry a gun. Craig Butler was the one that fled the scene. Craig Butler was the one that had to get apprehended by SWAT, and then it changed. Now, hear that. He didn't just the police show up to the house. SWAT had to arrest this man. He wasn't going to go to jail without a fight. He wasn't going to go to jail without a fight, you guys. And then it changed off of his self-defense claim, Sharp said, and we don't understand why Sinzae is being tried, and he didn't do anything wrong. He was just 13. News of Butler's dismissal case after Sinzae's death is spreading on social media, where many are making parallels between the teen's death and the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, who died at the hands of a white man who were motivated by racism, a jury decided in February 2020. Then I'm very frustrated because I know if it was the other way around, Reed said, if it was a black man and my child was white, that black man would be in jail and my son would have justice. The law enforcement officials have not confirmed whether Butler and Sinzae knew each other or what may have led to the gunfire. They're talking about gunfire like both of them had guns. You see, the way they even report it is just, I'm just saying, you guys, you gotta read between the lines. So Reed doesn't know if Sinzae and Butler was acquaintance before the shooting or what might have led up to the killing. It don't matter if they was friends before the shooting or if he knew him. You don't pull up to somebody and just get out the car and start shooting them. I don't care if I knew you from high school. Go arrest that person. Get them off the street. What are they waiting on? For him to shoot somebody else? I need justice for my son. My son's no longer here, Reed said. I'm going to continue this war and I will be his voice until he gets justice. Yes. Let me see what else they got on here. That was back January. Let me see. Okay, we read that one. Sinzae Reed's mother seeks justice as her son killer remains free. You guys, Sinzae woke up on the morning of, okay, so this is how the story went. I told you guys in a nutshell. Now I'm going to just read what they're saying. Sinzae Reed woke up on the morning of October the 12th. He wasn't feeling great, but he went outside to play as his mother cooked. Okay. The next thing, Megan Reed knew there was pounding on her door. Zay, her 13-year-old son, was shot 4 times. He succumbed to his injuries. The only thing left at the scene of the shooting by the time Megan Reed got back from the hospital was Sinzae's flip-flop. Hello, this is SP. Reed is demanding justice for her son. The man police said shot him was quickly arrested, but a week later, Craig Butler was released after he claimed he acted in self-defense. The tragedy for her family grew when Butler, 36, was released to his Wedgewood Drive area apartment, and police and prosecutors did not notify her. They should have called and told me because we're in the same neighborhood, Reed said. Reed was at the store shopping for clothes for Sinzae to wear at his funeral when someone let her know Butler was back in the neighborhood. But it wasn't the prosecution office or the police or a victim advocate that warned her. It was people in the neighborhood. They apologized eventually. But when all they said was like, we're sorry, like you didn't have a caseworker yet or whatever, but sorry doesn't work because that could have been me in my other kids' lives. That don't work for me. Y'all have a job to do, Reed said. They still should have called me and informed me that he was out. So Reed, when we're saying Reed, we're talking about the mother. So the mother said, and I'll just say the mother instead of saying Reed. The mother said Butler has since been evicted from the apartment, but still shows up in the neighborhood and has had more encounters with the neighbors. Prosecution won't comment on the case except they said it is still under review. WOSU emailed public defender Blake Carter, who represented Butler in Franklin County, where he was charged with murder, Carter did not respond. Craig Butler, was on probation at the time of the shooting, following a conviction of domestic violence in the municipal court. Federal law bars people with domestic violence convictions from having firearms. He's not even supposed to have a firearm. We're learning a lot. Court records show Butler has frequently faced charges. He's been convicted of theft, committed a misdemeanor against a companion animal, and has appeared on numerous charges of driving with a suspended license. WOSU requested police reports for the shooting and incident involving Butler, but yet to receive a response. When questioned about the case publicly, Columbus Police Chief Elaine Bryant said police are still investigating. He was arrested. The suspect was arrested. There was a subsequently meeting with the prosecution office, and there was a self-defense claim that came up. And based on the information that was given, they made the determination at that time not to pursue the charges. Come on, y'all. But the case is not closed by any means, she said. Man. Megan Reed says she was told Butler was feuding with some other people in the area and discovered someone had shot his truck. She rejects any claim that Butler could have acted in self-defense. Zay is not that big at all. So how could you need to defend yourself from him, she said. Megan said witnesses told her Zay, that's his nickname, Sinzae, they just call him Zay. Zay had his back to Butler when he began shooting. Come on, y'all. Make it make sense. That's right. Make it make sense. He had his back towards him. Man, I mean, I hear of a lot of cases, but this case right here should be nation. And I don't know, it's October, November, December, January. It's 3 months that went by. I'm just now hearing about this. She says she's feeling let down by the city and the county justice system and wonders if Butler's claim of self-defense would be accepted if her son was white. She says she haven't heard from detectives since October. I really get no information. So we had to really go out and protest at the court building. Then I spoke to the prosecutor, Reed said. The mother said they told her they didn't have enough evidence. Come on. They didn't have enough evidence. So they let him out because they're waiting for an autopsy to come back to present to the grand jury. Hold on, because there's a little bit more that I forgot now that's coming to my memories. So WOSU reached out to the coroners to inquire about the investigation, but have not heard back. The protesters are calling on Franklin County Prosecutor Gray to resign. His name is Gray Tack. They want him to resign for dismissing the charges and plan to protest at Monday night's Columbus City Council. Columbus police said they're waiting on key forensics and ballistics evidence to move the case forward. Prosecutors will then determine if the case should be presented to a grand jury. The mayor's office declined to comment on the case. Megan Reed said speculation and a lack of transparency is making a difficult situation even harder. It is really, really hard, the mother said, when you have people on the internet that are talking about my son. They don't even know my son, and that hurts my heart. Like you don't even know him. He's 13 years old. This man is 36 years old. And so you guys remember the kid, like the Aubrey case, where they done took pictures after they done shot him, and then the people were, well, he probably was doing this and he was stealing. He was in that house taking this and a hammer and all this other stuff. Don't even know what's going on. So this is what the mother is talking about. She, there's some talk on social media, but it's not good. It's like, oh, the little black boy, he had a gun, or he was doing some stuff. Let me see when they gathered, what happened. So protesters gathered at Ohio State House calling for answers. Okay. This happened 2 days ago. 2 days ago. So we're right on it, you guys. Yes, they need Ben Crump immediately. Okay. So the community members and family of a 13-year-old shooting victim protested in front of Ohio State House Saturday. Sinzae Reed was shot and killed at the Wedgewood Apartments on October the 12th. So they're also saying Leilani, we're looking at this. This is something that just came in. It just said Leilani is still being held in protective custody. For those of you that are following Quentin case. Let me see. Let me read more. Officers found Reed seriously injured at the Wedgewood Village apartment at 5:46 p.m. Earlier this week, protesters gathered outside Franklin County prosecutor's office demanding answers in the case. The case continues to gain attention across the country. Protesters are demanding the Franklin County prosecutor resign. 36-year-old Craig Butler was arrested days after the shooting. The charges were later dropped. They dropped the charges, you guys. They dropped. The Franklin County prosecutor office gave WSYX a statement saying, in part, this particular case is still under review for possible presentation to the grand jury. The prosecutor office indicated that no further information would be provided. Protesters told the news that their fight for answers is far from over. The group is planning to show up at Monday City Council meeting. So that would be today. Let me see. Something else just came up, so it disturbed my peace. I guess that's it on there. So there's got a little thing here, and it's asking what we know about the killing of 13-year-old Sinzae Reed. You guys make sure you share, because we will be talking about this case and the Shenette case for the next this month. Okay. So in the past few days, Columbus community member and online activists have been raising concerns about the handling of a homicide of a 13-year-old boy, questioning the actions of Columbus police and the Franklin County prosecutor's office. Sinzae Reed, 13, was shot and killed October the 12th at the Wedgewood Apartments in the Hilltop. Craig Butler, 36, was arrested within 48 hours of Reed's death and charged with murder. However, those charges were dismissed a few days later and have not been refiled. Online posting from local and national activists increased the spotlight on the case in recent days, with some making claims about Butler's alleged affiliation with hate groups, calling for federal investigation of the case and asking questions about the investigation more than 2 months. Reed's death. Hold on. Here's what we know about the case and the ongoing investigation. Who was Sinzae Reed? Columbus police were called about 5:45 p.m. October the 12th to the Wedgewood Apartments complex in Hilltop on a report of a shooting. According to court records, an eyewitness saw Butler exit a red truck and fire multiple times at Reed. Butler then entered his vehicle and fled the scene, according to court records. Officers responded to a report of a shooting, found Reed with gunshot injuries, and provided medical aid until paramedics arrived. Reed was rushed in life-threatening conditions to Ohio Health Doctors Hospital, where he died at 6:26 p.m. In his obituary, family members remember Reed, who went by Zay, as a boy who loved music, video games, and spending time with his friends. Reed attended KIPP Columbus, a charter school on the northeast side. Another resident of Wedgewood Apartment, Craig A. Butler, 36, was initially charged with Reed's homicide and held on $1 million bond, but charges later were dropped pending the investigation. Why were charges dismissed against Craig Butler? Prosecution filed a motion to dismiss. The prosecution filed a motion to dismiss the case in Franklin County Municipal Court after Butler's arrest. At the time, prosecution said Butler alleged that he had fired shots at Reed in self-defense. Why y'all staying in these South towns, like countries and states? I don't know. Oh my God. But because the autopsy report had not been completed, there was no forensic evidence about the position of Reed's wounds to prove or dismiss Butler's claim. There is no statute of limitation for filing a murder charge, and charges could be refiled at a later date. See, this is what I'm going to say something because I'm really done. How did Sinzae? Okay, I'll read the rest, you guys. I'll read the rest, but I'm pretty much done. It's getting me a little bit hot. Why is it? And I don't usually go, with the color thing. I just don't. But why is it that we have to go sing Kumbaya and hold hands and wait? Why? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, the mother said in an interview that her son was shot in the hands, in his right hand, you guys. I'm not making this up. He was shot in the hand, so he must have had his hands up like, hey, what's going on? And he done shot him. He done shot him in the chest. So the boy took off like he's going to run, then shot him in the back. That's what I hear. So, okay, you knew that when he went to the hospital, he was shot in the hands, he was shot in the chest, and he was shot in the back. No gun there, no nothing. See, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. People like make it make sense. You know what? None of it makes sense, and it's not going to make sense. You can't make it make sense because here's the thing. Anytime when we're looking at our babies, this is, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Come on, you guys. You guys know what you teach your kids. Same thing that your mother taught you. And it's just true. It just is what it is. We're in 2023. It should be our kids play with each other. They're friends. But the older people, you know how they raise their kids, some of them are still raising their kids to be, you know, whatever. Hate, anger, whatever. But this case bothers me because, oh, well, we're going to wait and see what the autopsy say. Hold on. When do we release people, drop charges and stuff, and say, don't worry about it. We can always charge them later. There's no statute of limitation. Why we got to wait? Why? Who wants the person that killed their loved one walking around because they say it was self-defense? You shot somebody. No, let's get that person off the streets. I don't care what color they are. Let's get them off the street and then figure out what happened. Let's not wait so they can run or go kill other people or come kill the witnesses or kill the mama. I would be scared too after you done killed my kid and you're just walking around. And, you know, and then they wonder why people are scared when, you know, like, you know, but I don't know if, you know, back in the day, if, you know, putting groups together, I don't know if that was a good thing because, you know, it only take one sicko to start throwing stuff in people's head and then all of a sudden they hate. It ain't that they just now hate, you guys. They've been hating. You know, it's just the way it is. They've been hating. Some people are just scared of African American people. Let me tell you what happened. I know we're 57 minutes in the hour, but I'm gonna tell you what happened today because I just want to tell you how things. You remember when I told you guys about we got a shop and right next door to our shop there were some racist neighbors. And the man, he was so racist, he put up this big old tall fence where you couldn't see when you exit the driveway. And so just a couple of months ago, he exited his driveway because he can't see. Truck, boom, hit him right dead. Because he just don't want to see black people or whatever. He don't want you looking at his property and he don't want to look at you. And so he can't do nothing. He kept calling the police. So he finally put up this big old, he got this big old 6, 7, 8 foot fence he put up. And so a truck. So when he exited his driveway, instead of stopping at the edge and looking both ways, he couldn't see what was coming. So he exited his driveway and a truck hit him. Okay. So let me tell you what happened today. The same family. Now, the daddy dead. Daddy gone. And you know, every now and then, him and my husband would, you know, he would give him some, you know, watermelon or he would give him some tomatoes or something. I'd be telling my husband, throw that stuff in the trash. I'm not eating that. I don't want nothing from him because we done already had to have words because he came to my son and I was there. And I said, no, you won't. And I'm just going to have to share this with you guys another day. But the Lord was with me on that day. Because I don't know what he's seen, but he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And he backed up. He backed up off my son. At first, he was coming at my son when I jumped out the car. Papa jumped out the car. And he was like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We was like, you know, he was like, it seems like I'm just telling you guys something spiritual happened because I didn't have a weapon or anything. But he was like, oh, like that, like he seen something. But anyway, let me share this with you. So today I was going down the street. I was getting ready to go to the library and the bank and all this other stuff. And I looked down the street and there was a whole bunch of ambulance down there by our shop. And I'm like, oh my God, usually Papa's at his part-time job. And then in the afternoon, he goes over to the shop and he works over there. So I'm thinking, is he at the shop? There's ambulance down there. There's fire department down there. EMS is down there. The police is down there. They got the whole block lit up and a whole bunch of stuff is going on. So I'm like, I'm going to go down there because my husband might be down there. So I'm going to go. So I go down there. I head down there. Now, I'm not walking or nothing, but, I drive down there and I pull right on up. They all in our driveway, in our parking lot, I mean, I'm literally on the curve. I got nowhere to park on our property because they're all over the place. I could tell them, move it, get out of here, whatever. But, I'm trying to see if my husband's there. My husband's not there because I know he's at his part-time job. So I'm like, what are they doing? They're next door to the guy that died, that pulled out. They're next door. So I walk over there a little bit, but I'm on the city property. I'm not in their yard or not. I'm on city property. There's a lady, she's sitting there in the chair and they're comforting her and she's crying and she's like, ah. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And some lady that was comforting her, she was like, her son just died. He just died. He just passed out and he dead. He's no vitals or anything. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, they just had a death. She was like, this is his mother. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's crying. She's crying. She ain't looked up at me or anything. She's crying. She's crying and stuff. And I was like, her husband just passed away a couple of, like my husband and them, they somewhat associates. And so I just make sure everything is okay and everything. And she was like, yeah, she was petting her and consoling her. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Now they're white, they're white. And so I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, and she's crying. So then I start praying. I was like, Heavenly Father, hallowed be thy name. And I start praying and I start praying and I'm praying and I'm praying. And so this guy walks up and he's like, they got a pulse. This happened today. They got a pulse. And I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. And so the lady was like, yeah. And then she looks at me and she said, oh. And the lady said, come down. She's your neighbor. She's your neighbor. And she was like, she was scared because I was Black. Okay. But then she's like, thank you for praying. Thank you for praying for my son. Thank you for praying for my family. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for praying. And so we're steady waiting and everything. Yeah. And you see how that happened, because she did. She was like, oh, because she at the time she was crying. She never looked up at me. She probably thought I was white. And then when she seen I was Black, it scared her. But anyway, I seen his foot move a little bit. And I said, his foot is moving. And she was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. She said, keep praying, sister. Keep praying, sister. Keep praying for us. Keep praying, keep praying. I said, God is good. God is good. He's going to be okay. She stood up. She gave me a hug. And she was like, thank you, thank you. Thank you for praying for my son. Thank you for praying for us. Thank you. And they was like, you can't get in the ambulance with them, but you can follow them. And they're headed to St. Joseph or whatever. And so I told him I see him later, and I called my husband, told my husband about it, and I left. So put them in your prayers, you guys. I don't know her son's name, just the guy that lost a heartbeat, and you know, and he was I don't know if he's going to be okay. He lost oxygen for at least, I think it was, they said 7 to 10 minutes. That's not good. But she gave me a hug, a big hug, and everything. Before she got in the car, they was looking at her like, is she really hugging this black woman? Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to share that with you. That's how my day started. So sometimes, you know, gotta get your attention some kind of way. I'm not saying that this is where that was leading. I'm letting you know that when in need, we serve the same God. Whether you like me or not like me, we serve the same God. I don't know, but her child, she wanted someone to pray. And you guys know I don't too much particularly do that unless the Lord lead me. You can ask me and I'll be like, no, let me in that baton to somebody else, because I ain't feeling that, you know, because I might just cuss somebody out or something. I don't know. You know, I might be having something in my heart about something. I don't know. But if it ain't led by God, I don't really try to do it, you guys. I just be like, okay, come on, we'll say this or whatever. But I was praying for her with her, or praying for her son, and that's what happened. Anyway, P.S. I'm gonna start getting these tickets. We're not gonna do what we did last time and get behind. So Wednesday, you guys, make sure that you can find some information on this case here. This is the case we're going to be looking at. We're going to also keep following Shenquella case, because something's going to have to happen. We can't just keep talking about the theories. I don't like talking about theories all day, every day, all day, every day. You know, people get mad. They want to go with their theory. They hurt, because it's really almost like gossiping. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we can have theories, but I mean, families don't like when you just put theories out there. But I mean, I would like to keep the young lady's name alive on Shenquella too. Yes, God has a way to humble us. Yes. To God be the glory. Yes. You know, anyway. Yes, justice for Sinzae. We're gonna follow this case. I've been to Columbus, and I know what it looks like down there. Anyway, that 6-year-old child that shot his teacher in Virginia. I'm not far from the school. I was in Newport News when I'm not too far from that school. Prayers for the family, both sides. Yeah, you know, that's tragic. A 6-year-old shot his teacher. That's very tragic. Hey, this is SP.
You still live?
Yes, I'm still live.
I'm sorry. My phone is tripping. But anyway, look. I just got the phone with Dijon. That's Dijon. Wait, Dijon. That's his name. Dijon Salt R.
Deshaun?
Yes, that's how you pronounce his name, Dijon.
Uh-huh.
And so after the line, no, matter of fact, when I hang up, I'm sorry, hello, I am one doing. Anyway, I spoke with her and I told her that I would pass her number on to you. So, you know, you have to text her your name, name and, you know, information and everything else so she can pass it on to him.
For Deshaun?
Yes.
He's
Short, Mr. Short.
He's huh?
Mr. Short.
Okay, Deshaun Sharp. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
We're already on it. Good job.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So, let me hang up. When I hang up, I'll text her number, and you can just text her. And she's going to pass her information on to him so he get in contact with you. And I also, I did find a cell phone number, but I did let her know that it's saying that it's not accepted incoming call. So anyway, you know, I'll send you his cell phone number as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, you guys. Brown sugar is on it. It's on it. You guys, this is going to be huge. I believe it's going to be huge because I don't think a lot of people have even heard about what happened to this baby. And if what I hear is true, where this kid had no gun, this kid was just walking, whether they got in an argument 10 days ago, still don't give you the right to run up on somebody and just start shooting them. I don't care if you shot your car. I don't care if you put the air out your car or whatever. Big grown man took this baby out. And he's just walking just like on the Travion case. And a lot of activists will not jump in there unless, it is straight up wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody want to be attached to the drugs and fighting and all that drama. And you guys understand what I'm saying. I don't want to be attached to it. But when they get attached to it, and I hear, and I may be wrong, but I hear that Benjamin Crump has already posted something on his page or something. One of the huge activists has already is in standing with this family. So she said, it's the entitlement for me. Nothing warrants that child's life. Yes. First time you heard about it, let's jump on it. Let's jump on it. Let's make it happen. Pass it. Go to other channels. Tell them about it, you guys. It's not just for this channel. Tell other channels. Ask them to get involved. Ask them to say something about it. We're going to start writing letters. We are going to go ahead and whatever they asked us to do, we're going to write letters to the that was weird to me, that the prostitution or the prosecutors dropped prosecutors dropped the charges. Who does that? The prosecutors drop the charges. They're the one that you're supposed to be helping you get justice. I can't make this stuff up. We're going to get off of here. I will see you guys Wednesday. Any first time I heard about it. Yep. Anybody we're going to have open panel. We're going to be talking about this case. We're going to be talking about Shinquella case. And I don't know if it's a racist thing or I don't know. But the family is already suggesting that they are not being treated fair. So, But see, here's the thing. And you can't tell people. You be like, why would you continue to stay in a town or a state like that? Why do you stay there? And then when something happened, you be like, well, they're not treating us right. And if it was this, like, when people don't want me around, I get down. I move around. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to just stay there. I mean, it only takes one nut to spoil the whole bunch, But people stay there and they get mistreated and until someone get, fatally injured, then they're like, we want justice. I'm not getting mad at the family. I mean, I've been to Columbus before. I've been there. It's a hot mess. I'm just saying. They're totally different from the North. I think I don't know. P.S. I don't know if there's a petition, but like I have to show y'all these pictures when I went down there. I was amazed. I rented a Mustang, a convertible Mustang, and they were like, she's rich. A Mustang? Whatever. This is before computers even came out. I'm just letting you guys know. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about it Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Come with your questions. Come with some answers. Make some moves. Send it out to different channels. Let them other channels know about it. You guys, we gotta make sure that this do go viral. We can't just sit back and think somebody else is going to do it. So if you can't do nothing else, tell another channel to put some information out there. Because when all the channels are putting information out there, that is our strength. Our strength is not just one channel or who said it first. Our strength is when you, as warriors for children, go to other channels and go to other people and tell them what you heard. They put it out there too, and that's what gets things to go viral. Okay. So, and we're going to talk to the person that's advocating for them, the activists. Hopefully they'll talk to us, or the mother talks to us, or whatever. And we're gonna try to push it a little bit. Okay. That's our job. That's what we do until we get Diesel up and running. That's what we're gonna do. I'll see you guys Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central Time. Thank you guys for coming. And thanks for the super chat, PS, when we're gonna have you in there. All right. All right.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!